Success comes to those who keep moving. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something simple but not easy, something obvious but often forgotten, something that separates those who only dream from those who achieve. Success comes to those who keep moving, not to the fastest, not to the luckiest, not to the smartest, but to those who refuse to stop. Life does not reward intention. It rewards motion. Every one of us has felt stuck at some point. Stuck in our careers, stuck in relationships, stuck in fear, doubt, or disappointment. And in those moments, it's easy to believe that progress requires a perfect plan, the right timing, or someone's permission. But that belief is a lie. Progress requires only one thing: movement. Even slow movement, even painful movement, even uncertain movement, because standing still is the only guaranteed way to fail. Think about it. When you stop moving, fear grows louder, doubt becomes heavier, regret begins to whisper, "What if?" And over time, those whispers turn into chains. But when you move even imperfectly, something changes. Momentum is created. Confidence follows action. Clarity comes after movement, not before. Most people wait for motivation to act. Successful people act until motivation follows. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They move while afraid. They move while tired. They move while uncertain, because they understand a powerful truth. Motion defeats fear. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a declaration. It says, "I am not done. I am not defeated. I am still in this." Success is not one giant leap. It's thousands of small steps taken on days when quitting feels easier. Let me be clear. Keeping moving does not mean never failing. It means failing and continuing anyway. Failure is not the opposite of success. Quitting is. Failure is feedback. Failure is education. Failure is proof that you tried. The people we admire most are not those who never fell. They are those who fell, got up, and moved forward again, and again, and again. There will be days when progress feels invisible, days when effort seems unrewarded, days when the distance between where you are and where you want to be feels unbearable. Those are the days that matter most, because success is often decided in moments when no one is watching, when applause is absent, when results are silent, when the only thing pushing you forward is discipline and belief. Keep moving on those days. Move when you're tired. Move when you're doubted. Move when you're underestimated, even by yourself. You don't need to know exactly how it will work out. You just need to know that stopping guarantees it won't. Every great achievement in history has one thing in common: persistence. Not talent alone, not intelligence alone, persistence. The world is full of gifted people who stopped, full of intelligent people who quit too early, full of dreamers who waited too long. Do not be one of them. Be the person who keeps showing up. Be the person who takes one more step. Be the person who says, "I will not stop." Because time will pass whether you move or not. Pain will exist whether you try or not. The difference is this: if you keep moving, pain becomes progress, and one day, often suddenly, often quietly, you'll look back and realize something extraordinary. You didn't win because everything went right. You didn't win because it was easy. You won because you kept moving when it was hard. Success didn't come to you by accident. It came because you refused to stand still. So whatever you're facing right now, whatever obstacle feels too big, whatever dream feels too far away, take the next step. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Momentum is an underrated force. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't feel glamorous at first. Momentum begins quietly, with a small step taken when motivation is low, with progress made when results are invisible, with effort invested even when doubt is loud. But once momentum starts, it becomes powerful. It carries you forward when motivation fades. It turns effort into habit and habit into identity. Many people wait. They wait to feel ready. They wait for confidence. They wait for clarity, permission, or the perfect plan. But momentum doesn't come from waiting. It comes from movement. Action creates clarity. Progress creates confidence. Each step forward, no matter how small, sends a message to your mind. I am someone who moves. Keeping moving doesn't mean moving fast. It means moving consistently. Some days progress looks like bold action. Other days it looks like quiet discipline, showing up tired, trying again after failure, adjusting instead of quitting. Momentum is built not by intensity alone, but by persistence. Think of how hard it is to push a heavy object from a standstill. The first movement takes the most effort, but once it's rolling, maintaining motion requires far less energy. Your goals are no different. The beginning is heavy. The middle is manageable. The end often feels inevitable. The hardest part is starting, and the second hardest part is not stopping. Failure doesn't break momentum. Stopping does. Mistakes don't erase progress. Inaction does. You don't lose momentum when things go wrong. You lose it when you decide that wrong means done. Every successful person has stumbled, doubted, and fallen behind schedule. What separated them wasn't talent or luck. It was their decision to keep moving anyway. Momentum compounds. One action leads to another. One improvement unlocks the next. Effort today may not pay off today, but it positions you for tomorrow. When you keep moving, opportunities start to notice you. Confidence grows quietly. Progress becomes visible. And one day, what once felt impossible feels inevitable. So move, especially when it's uncomfortable. Move when the results are small. Move when no one is watching. Move when fear tells you to wait. You don't need to see the whole path. You only need to take the next step. Success doesn't chase perfection. It rewards persistence. It doesn't arrive all at once. It builds momentum over time. And momentum belongs to those who keep moving step by step, day by day, forward no matter what. Keep moving. Your future is already gaining speed. Success is not a destination you stumble upon by accident. It is the result of motion, continuous, imperfect, determined motion. The world doesn't reward those who stand still waiting for the right time. It rewards those who move, learn, adjust, and move again. Momentum is the invisible advantage. When you keep moving, even slowly, you separate yourself from the crowd. Most people stop when progress feels uncomfortable. Most people quit when effort doesn't immediately translate into results. But momentum doesn't depend on instant rewards. It thrives on commitment. It grows when you choose action over hesitation. There will be days when your steps feel insignificant. Days when it seems like nothing is changing. But momentum is not built in dramatic moments. It's built in ordinary ones. It's built when you show up again, when you do the work without applause, when you continue despite uncertainty. Every small action is a vote for the future you want to create. Waiting feels safe, but it's expensive. It costs time. It costs confidence. It costs belief. Movement, on the other hand, creates energy. It sharpens your focus. It teaches you faster than planning ever could. You don't become confident and then act. You act, and confidence follows. Momentum doesn't require perfection. It requires direction. You don't need to move flawlessly. You need to move forward. Mistakes will happen. Detours will appear. Progress will slow. None of that matters as long as motion continues. A moving person can correct course. A stationary one cannot. Think about how momentum changes your mindset. When you're moving, obstacles become problems to solve instead of reasons to quit. Fear becomes information, not a stop sign. Effort becomes normal. Discipline becomes automatic. Movement reshapes who you are. Success favors consistency over intensity. A small step taken daily will outperform a giant leap taken once. Momentum compounds quietly. What starts as effort becomes rhythm. What begins as struggle becomes strength. Over time, progress stacks up and suddenly, you're far from where you began. When doubt shows up, and it will, don't negotiate with it. Move anyway. When motivation fades, don't wait for it to return. Move anyway. Movement is the cure. Action creates belief. Progress silences fear. You don't need certainty to begin. You need courage to continue. Keep moving when it's slow. Keep moving when it's hard. Keep moving when no one notices. Because success is rarely about speed, it's about refusal to stop. Momentum is what turns effort into progress. When you move consistently, your actions begin to align. Your focus sharpens and your energy multiplies. Even when results are invisible, momentum is working behind the scenes, strengthening your skills, your mindset, and your resilience. You may not feel powerful in the moment, but momentum is quietly making you stronger. Too many people underestimate small steps. They believe success requires massive action every day. But momentum doesn't care about size. It cares about direction. A small step forward beats standing still with a perfect plan. Progress is not about how fast you move, it's about refusing to stop. There will be moments when moving feels pointless, when you wonder if your effort matters, when progress feels slow and the goal feels far away. These moments are not signs to quit. They are signs that momentum is being tested. And every time you move anyway, you reinforce a powerful identity. I am someone who doesn't give up. Momentum transforms discipline into habit. What once required force becomes natural. What once felt hard becomes routine. Over time, movement stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like who you are. This is where success begins to accelerate, not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. Failure is part of motion. Setbacks are part of progress. Momentum does not mean a straight line, it means continuous effort. You can stumble, slow down, or change direction, but as long as you keep moving, you are still building something. The only direction momentum cannot survive is backward into inaction. Waiting for motivation is a trap. Motivation comes and goes, but momentum stays if you protect it. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. One step leads to another. One win, no matter how small, creates belief. Belief fuels courage. Courage fuels movement. When you keep moving, fear loses its power. Doubt fades. Confidence grows not because everything is perfect, but because you've proven to yourself that you can continue even when it isn't. That proof is priceless. Success does not belong to the lucky or the fearless. It belongs to those who keep showing up, those who move on hard days, those who move without guarantees, those who move when no one is watching. So move. Move tired. Move unsure. Move afraid. Momentum will meet you halfway. And one day, you'll look back and realize the distance you've covered wasn't the result of one big moment, but thousands of small decisions to keep moving. Success doesn't announce itself with a perfect beginning. It reveals itself to those who stay in motion long enough to reach it, while others pause, hesitate, or retreat. The ones who keep moving quietly pull ahead. Momentum is the great separator. Talent may open doors, and luck may create opportunities. But momentum is what carries you through when both disappear. It is built through repetition, showing up again, doing the work again, choosing progress again. Each step forward creates energy, and that energy makes the next step easier. You don't need to feel inspired to move. Inspiration often comes after action, not before it. When you move despite uncertainty, you create traction. When you create traction, progress follows. Motion turns confusion into clarity and fear into feedback. Many people stop because they mistake discomfort for failure, but discomfort is often a sign of growth. Momentum lives on the edge of comfort, where effort stretches you and resistance shapes you. Every time you move through discomfort instead of away from it, you expand what you're capable of. Small actions matter more than dramatic intentions. A single step taken daily will outpace bursts of effort, followed by long pauses. Momentum thrives on consistency. It doesn't require perfection, only persistence. You don't have to move fast. You just have to move forward. Momentum also protects belief. When you're moving, doubt has less space to grow. Action silences overthinking. Progress, even minimal, proves that change is happening. And once belief takes root, effort becomes lighter and confidence becomes steady. Setbacks are not the enemy of momentum. Quitting is. A pause to recover is not the same as stopping. Adjusting your path is not failure. Momentum allows flexibility. It only demands continuation. As long as you keep moving, you remain in control of your future. Success is not built in comfort zones or perfect conditions. It is built in ordinary days, repeated efforts, and quiet discipline. It belongs to those who refuse to let temporary struggles turn into permanent stops. So keep moving when the path feels unclear. Keep moving when progress feels slow. Keep moving when no one is cheering. Every step compounds. Every action builds strength. Every day in motion brings you closer than standing still ever could. Momentum is not just something you build, it's something you protect. The moment you stop honoring small commitments to yourself, momentum weakens. But every time you follow through, even in the smallest way, you reinforce trust with yourself. And self-trust is the fuel that keeps movement alive when motivation disappears. There will be seasons when progress is invisible, when effort feels unrewarded, when you wonder if you are moving at all. This is where most people turn back, not because they can't continue, but because they can't see the results yet. Momentum asks for faith before it gives proof. It requires patience before it delivers payoff. Movement changes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who does. This shift is powerful. Once action becomes part of who you are, success stops feeling distant and starts feeling inevitable. Momentum doesn't just move you forward, it reshapes you into the kind of person who finishes. Hard days are not interruptions. They are part of the process. Momentum is built when you move on the days you don't want to. Anyone can act when conditions are perfect. Success belongs to those who move when conditions are heavy, messy, and uncertain. The future rewards motion, not intention. Dreams without movement remain ideas. Goals without action remain wishes. But when you move again and again, those dreams start responding. Doors open. Skills sharpen. Opportunities align. Not because the world suddenly changed, but because you did. Momentum also teaches resilience. When you keep moving, failure becomes information instead of identity. You stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What's my next step?" That mindset keeps you advancing while others remain stuck, replaying the past. You don't need to be fearless. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be certain. You just need to stay in motion. Progress favors the persistent, not the prepared. So protect your momentum. Honor your movement. Even the smallest step today carries more power than the biggest intention tomorrow. Progress is often silent. No announcements, no applause. Just steady forward motion happening beneath the surface. Like roots growing underground, momentum strengthens what no one can see until one day the results rise above the surface and everyone calls it overnight success. But you'll know the truth. It was movement, day after day. Momentum simplifies decisions. When you commit to moving, the question stops being if you should act and becomes how. This shift saves energy and builds clarity. You waste less time debating and more time doing. Motion eliminates hesitation. The longer you stay in motion, the less power fear has over you. Fear thrives in stillness. It grows when you overthink. But action exposes fear for what it is, temporary resistance. Every step forward weakens its grip and strengthens your belief that you can handle whatever comes next. Success doesn't require constant acceleration. There will be moments when your pace slows. That's normal. Momentum is not about speed, it's about continuity. Even a slow step forward keeps the future open. Stopping closes doors that movement keeps unlocked. Consistency creates inevitability. When you keep showing up, outcomes begin to shift in your favor. Skills sharpen, confidence stabilizes, opportunities recognize effort. The world responds to those who demonstrate commitment through action. You don't need permission to move. You don't need guarantees. You don't need approval. Movement itself becomes your proof. Each step confirms that you are capable, resilient, and progressing. So when doubt whispers, move. When progress feels slow, move. When the goal feels far away, move. Momentum is built by those who refuse to stop. And success, real, lasting success, comes to those who keep moving even when the path is uncertain.